The Catchment and Waterways Department of PUB takes care of Singapore's drainage networks and reservoirs. We have approximately 8,000 kilometers of drains and 17 reservoirs. The primary function of the drainage network is to manage flood risks, channeling stormwater away from living and working areas to the reservoirs or sea. The reservoirs are used for storing water before it is treated for water supply. While our drains and reservoirs are part of Singapore's water catchment areas, they also serve as recreational nodes for our citizens in land-scarce Singapore. Therefore, public safety stands high on the agenda of our work, and it becomes PUB's responsibility to ensure safe work practices by our officers. The Active, Beautiful, Clean Waters or ABC Waters program is a strategic initiative implemented by integrating the drains, canals and reservoirs with the surrounding environment to provide a safe place for the public to enjoy. Buggies are used for carrying out maintenance work, and they should be operated by trained and authorized staff. Before boarding, Eric inspects the buggy if it is in order. He checks the brakes, pedal and lighting every time before he drives it. Buggies are driven slowly and kept at a safe distance to ensure pedestrian safety. Drivers and passengers are reminded to keep their hands and legs in the buggy at all times. After returning with the buggy, Aziza locks the shed to prevent any unauthorized entry. Safety features such as lifebuoys, warning signages, safety nodes and red markers are frequently inspected to ensure that they are kept in working condition. When there is a heavy rain warning, Aziza and Eric will ensure that there is no public present near the river. If they find anybody near the water, they will lead them away from the waterway and beyond the red marker. With 8,000 kilometers of drains to maintain, it is with certainty that maintenance work takes place in areas highly visible to the public. Karma conducts a toolbox meeting for the contractor's workers before starting any work. This is to appraise them of the work scope and to look out for their safety, as outlet drains are larger. They are usually more than 2 meters wide and deep. Open outlet drains can be entered with a secured ladder. We should properly practice 3 points of contact when using the ladder. Before entering the drains, Karma needs to ensure that it is not raining upstream, since that would bring a sudden influx of water to the outlet drains. For roadside drain inspection, barricades at open manholes ensure pedestrian safety. Karma's team is also able to carry out inspections more efficiently with the use of technology. Majority of drainage works takes place in public areas. It causes inconvenience to the public staying close to the construction works. Before starting work, Sining and our contractor's public relations officer conduct upfront engagement with affected residents to increase public awareness. This exercise helps to create a safer work environment for all. While carrying out the job, the work's boundary is clearly barricaded so that unauthorized people and the public will not find themselves stumbling accidentally into a construction site. To manage traffic and road safety, there are dedicated signalmen to guide the drivers. We take water samples in our catchment and reservoirs regularly as part of our comprehensive water quality monitoring program. Before sampling, Tung and Jianfa ensure that they are properly equipped. This is because, at times, the water in the drains may contain high levels of bacteria due to pollution from the catchment. Toxins in algal cells may also be harmful at high levels of exposure. Farsley ensures he uses gloves to minimize skin contact with algal scum. After any type of sampling work, our officers wash their hands and parts of their face that have come into contact with raw water. Marina Reservoir is the first reservoir in the heart of the city. It is bustling with water activities and events year-round. Water taxis also operate in the reservoir, serving both tourists and commuters. Leonard is a qualified boat operator. He operates the boat around the reservoir for enforcement, patrols, and collection of water samples. He adopts safe boat handling procedures and ensures that all vessels in the reservoir abide by navigation rules and safety guidelines. Rainwater is collected through a comprehensive network of drains, canals, rivers, and storm water collection ponds before it is channeled to the 17 reservoirs for storage. Tidal gates are mobile barriers that separate the sea from the reservoir water for collection of storm water. In situations where the water level in the reservoir rises, the tidal gate can be activated to release excess water into the sea. This measure helps to contain floods during heavy downpour in the heartland. Releasing the excess water is a risky activity, as strong undercurrents are present and can be highly deceptive to the public and boats alike. At the time of releasing excess water, YKIET will inform stakeholders about the opening of the tidal gate. Subsequently, they will activate the public warning system. Rotating beacon lights will be turned on throughout the tidal gate operation. Warning sirens will be activated at the same time with a rotating beacon and sounded for 2 minutes. Warning messages in 4 languages, English, Chinese, Malay and Tamil, will be broadcasted through a public address system. After activation of the public warning system and prior to the opening of the tidal gate, YKIET will carry out visual checks at the channel to ensure that there are no people or boats and that the flow path is clear of any human activities. The Catchment and Waterways Department will continue to ensure that all staff are equipped with the necessary tools and know-how to carry out their work in an efficient and safe manner. We will also strive to nurture and foster a community with a safety-first mentality so that everyone returns home safely to their families at the end of each day.
I think safety is a way of life.
Safety is everyone's responsibility.
For me, safety it shouldn't be taken for granted because the minute you become complacent about it, you never know what might happen to you.
Always want to ensure we follow safety, and there's always an element of safety for us to enforce.
Safety doesn't mean that you only have to look out for oneself. You have to look out for your colleagues safely so that everyone can return back to their families safely.
I can work safely together with my contractor that we can achieve zero tolerance towards accidents in workplace.